Wilson wants Dak's chair. So, Shannon, couldn't you see a Russell for Dak trade actually happening here?
No, this is just pie in the sky. This is everybody. This is wishful thinking. Russ has made it. Russ's agent, I think, Skip, talked to Adam Schefter and says he hasn't requested a trade, but he listed 4 teams that Russ would be willing to waive his no-trade clause in order to have an opportunity to play for those teams. Skip, the thing is that the Cowboys have no leverage. See, it would be different if Dak was under contract, then they could do this. It's the same situation as Deshaun. But because the difference is that Dak is a free agent. So you would have to put the tag on him, and then he would have to sign the tag. He would have to be accepting of going where you wanted to send him. And at some point in time, he and his agent would have to sit down, work out a deal with the Seattle Seahawks that's going to pay him in excess of $40 million a year. And if that's not going to be the case, Dak is not signing. I do not believe, Skip, Dak will be in a hurry to sign that franchise tag this year as he was last year. Because what are the Cowboys' options? See, the market will tell you what the price of the player should be. If the Cowboys don't believe Dak Prescott is worth $40 million, let him test the market. Come back to you with an offer and says, this is what Team X is willing to pay me. Do you want to match it? If not, let him go. You keep trying to say Dak isn't worth this. No, just say you don't want to pay back that number. So, Skip, it's not going to happen. It sounds good. I know you'd be all excited. I believe Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. But the fact of the matter is that you know with all this flirting, all this doing is that Dak keeps saying, see, y'all don't believe in me. Jerry, I heard what you said. I heard what Stephen Jones said. But at the end of the day, you're entertaining this. Don't think I don't know. Because, Skip, remember, D. Smith, who's the head of the Players Association, in a conference call, what did he tell his group? Tell the agents to do what, Skip? Collude, because that's what the owners are going to do to try to make sure you keep the market down. So trust me, these agents are getting on the phone and they're talking. They're going to drive the prices up as high as they possibly can. But I give this, you never say never, but I give this a less than 0.0001% chance.
Yeah, you never say never, so you have to give it a 0.00001% chance, right?
Yeah, that's what I gave you. That's what I gave you. That's what I gave you. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Eight zeros and then 1 at the end.
Okay, 1. Okay, got it. First of all, before I unleash on this one, allow me to say, because we were off last week, I thought it was really bad form for Russell and his agent to put 4 teams out there, 2 of which have an incumbent quarterback. It was out of bounds.
Yeah.
It looked bad for Russ's sake. I realize he's unhappy there, but don't force your unhappiness on the Cowboys and the Raiders, because that's what you did. Because you said, well, I'll go there. Well, Dak is the quarterback right now. I know he's unsigned at the moment because he's untagged.
Right.
And yet Derek Carr had a pretty good year last year. And it's just bad form. Bad form on the part of Russell Wilson, for whom I have respect, to suddenly put his name out there in harm's way. Yeah, I'd go there in a heartbeat. Oh, okay, we got it. Well, what about Derek?
Skip, not to cut you off, Skip. Tell Adam that off the record. Don't let Adam be able to go on the record with that. If you want to say something like that, well, Skip, here's the thing. I got 4 teams that Dak would be willing to waive. Russ would be willing to waive that no trade because Russell has a no trade clause. Off the record, these are the teams. But to go on record, to allow Adam to go on record and say this publicly, yeah, that's tacky. That's really tacky.
Tacky. Out of bounds. Now, back to the premise. Yeah, to your point, if you told me pie in the sky could happen, if you told me that this afternoon the Seahawks will say, yeah, we will trade straight up for Dak Prescott after you tag him. We'll take him with the tag, and then we'll redo, and we'll untag him and give him whatever he wants. We'll give him $45 million a year for the next 4 years to be the Seattle Seahawks quarterback. And also, Dallas, we need your first-round pick this year. But that's all. Just your first-rounder this year, which is, what, 10th overall. Yeah, would I do that? Oh, thank you, God. Yes, I would. Because you would be trading problem for problem. They're starting to have a problem with Russell Wilson. He's taken shots at Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's two sons have been very involved in the hierarchy of the Seahawks. One of them is now left for another job, but still, Russell's been upset, according to reports, about the son's involvement. So he's got all kinds of issues.
Nepotism.
What's that? Yeah, nepotism, for sure. And yet, the Dak problem runs even deeper to me as a lifelong Cowboy fan, because my gut feeling is, right here, right now, that they will never come to terms. I am sick and tired of you and others saying, pay the man, because you're basically saying, overpay the man. It's no disrespect to Dak that Jerry made a very reasonable, fair offer to him a year ago that he turned down. Even Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Famer, said, yeah, whatever that is, that 35, 36 a year-ish kind of offer, it's fine. It's a reasonable offer. It's nothing to be offended by.
It was a fair offer.
Yet, Dak and his agent want beyond Deshaun money. They want close to, I believe, Patrick Mahomes money. So is it disrespectful to Dak for Jerry to be saying, I don't think you're quite Patrick Mahomes? No. And what is Jerry burdened by right now? Well, here I was banging the table with my fist on Undisputed 2 years ago saying, pay the man, pay Ezekiel Elliott top dollar. And he stayed down in Cabo right up to the end of camp. And then Jerry crumbled, buckled, and paid him the top salary of any running back in the National Football League. How did that work out? It didn't. He has never lived up to being the top-paid running back ever since, and I don't think he ever will. I hope I'm wrong, but it doesn't feel that way. And then, obviously, Jerry had to sit back and watch what happened to two quarterbacks who went at the top of Dak's draft, Jared Goff in L.A., Carson Wentz in Philly. Both of those teams had to eat huge dead cap money hits to get rid of those two quarterbacks.
You told me a year and a half ago, if Dak were to take this Cowboy team to the Super Bowl, you'd be willing to pay him $40+ million. Well, Jared Goff did that. Carson Wentz had an 11-2 record before he wrecked his knee, had them on the way. So for them to sign that deal, but let me ask you a question, Skip. Let's just look at it like this. Do you think Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills will have reservations about paying Josh Allen? Do you believe the Baltimore Ravens would have reservations about paying Lamar Jackson?
Yep. No. Okay, if they asked for $50 million, would the Bills have reservations about $50 million for Josh Allen? Yeah, they would.
They can't. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why they won't. See, think about this, Skip. Patrick Mahomes got $45 million with 2 years left on a deal and 2 franchise tags. So theoretically, the Kansas City Chiefs didn't have to do anything for 4 years. Dak Prescott said, you want me to take $34, $35 million when you only got me for 1 more year with a franchise tag. No, I'm not going to do that. Josh Allen has 4 years. So sure, he's going to give Buffalo some wiggle room. Sure, Lamar Jackson is going to give them some wiggle room because they don't have to do nothing theoretically for another 3 to 4 years. So you're sacrificing some money for better security. Dak says, I've got no security. I'm up.
Okay, so I can't fix that. I can't help it. A fair offer got made, says you, and he turned it down.
Yes.
They want unreasonable money. The kind of money I'm not sure Dak could ever live up to. Sure, if he could go win a Super Bowl, I'd say, thank you, God, for that. But he's 1-2 in the postseason. He's played very well in the postseason, but he's 1-2. And I keep telling you, over his last 17 starts, he's 6-11 as the starting quarterback. I can't defend it. 2 years ago, going back to the stretch run, the last 13 games, you gave him F 7 times in 13 games for his performance on Sunday, right here on a Monday Undisputed. You gave him an F, as in failed, as in flunked. And the point is, he was pretty bad. I struggled to defend him. I've been the biggest Dak fan, but I can't defend that. My point is, I'm afraid that the blood has gotten so bad between Jerry Jones, who, remember, early that year, I'm going back 2 seasons ago, what did he say? He said, we are imminent to get the contract done. This is right after the Zeke deal got done. We are imminent to get Dak done. That means they had agreed upon